Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. It means it's time for another live stream. Today is Tuesday, September 6th, 2022. Hope you guys had a good Labor Day off yesterday, everybody. I spent a lot of time with my family when we went back to Iowa for a family reunion on my mom's side. Whoa. I was just thinking a couple of things. My mother-in-law's family. Also, my mom's coming into town soon, so thoughts got mixed up. But yeah, so we had that family reunion, got to see the usual cousins that I normally get to see, plus also some aunts and uncles, some of my wife's cousins, things like that I don't usually get to see, except for maybe once or twice a year. So that was really nice, all on my mother-in-law's side. So that was cool. But I am behind on everything, guys. Hopefully this is going to be an easy week to get back into, but so far it's been a rough start, as you can already hear. Hope you guys are doing better than I am. Everyone listening on the podcast, hopefully you're having a good run out there today in that audio only version. Today, you know what, guys? I've been having such a hard time with my Apple Watch. I have an Apple Watch 4 that I use only for listening to music. I have a different watch for recording the runs. And that thing is just giving me so many problems now. It's just like the battery is just, the thing is, the machine is dying. That's the thing. So hopefully you guys are doing better in that regard as well and having a good run. Weather was nice today though, so that was a plus. And everyone watching this on YouTube later, not live, welcome to you guys as well. Hopefully you guys had a good dinner today. And this is a nice little dessert for you guys. Today, Jay President says, oh boy, you sound pretty congested. Yeah, I've got a sinus infection going on. I told you guys about it last week. I was feeling a little under the weather, tested for COVID, and it's not that. Definitely all in my nose. I feel it in my gums, like that sinus infection, kind of everything's kind of swollen up in here. So I am, congested. So we're going to keep it a little bit short today. So, yeah. Today, what I want to talk about, though, is I got a bunch of shoes that I've been running in because I didn't put together a trivia today for Trivia Tuesday. But I feel like I've been talking about a lot of different shoes that I've been running in, so I thought I'd bring them out in case any of you guys had specific questions. I brought the Novablast Trail. It's not called Novablast 3 Trail, just called Novablast TR. I'm going to say that the TR stands for trail and not, I think these are kanji for trees on the inside here. I don't know if we can see it. It's too dark. Yeah, that, see? I think that means trees. It means forest, but it's 3 trees. I think. That's my understanding. I don't read Japanese. But we got those that we could talk about. I've also been running, I did my run today in the Endorphin Speed 3. And then I ran last week in the Deviate Nitro Elite finally for the first time. I'm still working on this video. It's supposed to come out today. Not feeling good. In my head, and long weekend, so a little bit delayed. Maybe it'll come out today, maybe it'll come out tomorrow, but we got all these. If you have any questions, or if you have any other questions in general, let me know. Let's talk about it. All right, new time to run says, ooh, Nelly, New Balance 3 Trail, got to get me some. Yeah, oh, that reminds me, the release date is going to be September 13th. That's my information that I have on this shoe. Same time as some more colors and sizes should be releasing for just the regular Novablast 3 as well. So now you guys have some options to let you guys know about it, give you the gist. It's an Novablast 3 with more outsole on it. Not like a ton more though, because when I look at like this outsole compared to this one, yes, there's more grooves cut into it, and it is thicker of an outsole as well, so there's a little bit more to it. But it's not like they've really, like the uppers are like indistinguishable almost in terms of which one is which. Pretty much the same shoe. There's a couple of different like color accents along the heel and on the tongue, but otherwise very similar of a shoe. I think for the kind of running that I've been doing lately, it's actually quite perfect. So I've been running on some trails here in the suburbs, and you know, I can run in trail shoes in them. I can run in road shoes in them. So I've been running a lot in the Velocity Nitro 2, in the New Balance 880 version 12. Those have been doing fine. Sometimes I feel like it's a little bit sketchy on the ankles for it, but it works. And then I've also taken like the Mafates out and the Speed Goats out here. And they also do fine as well. So, but like, you know, it's just mostly well-groomed trails that people can hike and walk on, but that I'll run on. But some parts that do get a little bit messy sometimes. So I think that's where like this shoe comes in perfect. So if you're like a road runner that's trying to get on soft surfaces, This is a great shoe. I took it on some hard pack gravel on a rail trail over the weekend with my daughter, and then on to some dirt roads. It just did really fine on all those surfaces. So just to give you guys some more info on that. All right, let me keep scrolling to catch up with you guys. Ken Katenge says, will Speed 3 or Speed 3 Pro be good for a novice? So there's an Endorphin Speed 3, and then there's Endorphin Pro 3. There's no such thing as a Speed 3 Pro, but I think I know what you're talking about. I think yes, as long as you know how to use them. So like the thing for a lot of novice runners is that you might have like one pair of running shoes. If you have one pair of running shoes, I'm not sure that I would pick either of those. Because these are a little bit more specialized in terms of use case. So if you want to think of them as like golf clubs, if you were just going to use one golf club just to play like a 9-hole course, I would probably pick like maybe like a 7-iron or something like that. Something that's like really easy to hit. You can use it. It's not going to drive the farthest. It's not going to be the best at chipping, but you can probably kind of get by with that and like a putter. You know, maybe like a 5-iron, a 9-iron, and a putter if you're going to do a 3 club bag kind of thing. So like different shoes have different kinds of use cases. And the Endorphin Pro 3 is going to be for those marathon racing shoes, right? And so like that's not a shoe that you're going to want to wear every single day because it's built for racing and not for every day. The Speed 3, some people are going to use that as an everyday shoe. I don't think I'm going to use it as an everyday shoe because there's a lot of stuff going on right here and under the arch. It makes it a little bit firm for me. Saucony likes to put like a little bit of extra stability underneath the arch of the shoe that I just don't like at slow speeds. When I'm moving faster, I'm using the forefoot of the shoe more. And this back part here that bothers me, it doesn't bother me because I'm not like hitting that part of the shoe. And so I like this as a faster day shoe as well. Same thing with the Endorphin Pro 3. But for every day, especially for novices, I would probably steer you towards something that's more in the daily trainer category as something to start with. Now, if you're looking for a race shoe for a novice, then the Speed 3 is probably where I'd kind of recommend. But if you want to stay with Saucony, I would say the shoe that you would probably pick, I don't know, probably the Speed 3. What else would you guys pick from Saucony in the chat? I'm not sure. The Ride traditionally, or the shoe called the Ride, they're on number 15 now, has traditionally been a shoe that I really enjoyed, especially for novices and for daily training. But this year's I don't love so much. So, you know. All right. Great question, though. All right. Matthew Aquanero says, I'm running the marathon on tunnel course this weekend. If you were running, would you go with the Vaporfly again, or would you use like trail shoe, like a Salomon Slab Pulsar or Hoka Zenol, etc.? I would go with a race shoe for it. So like, I don't know that I would race in a Vaporfly again, but not that it's a bad, just not my favorite choice of shoe. But like, that's a shoe that like my favorite racing shoes right now, the top 3, my favorites are probably going to be like the Metaspeed Sky Plus. And then like, I'm not sure which I like better. Adios Pro 3 or the Endorphin Pro 3. And so like I feel like all 3 of those you could still take on that course. I don't know, the Metaspeed Sky might be a little bit too bouncy. I think that would be fine though. I think all 3 of those would be fine. So I would just go with, I think you could totally do a road racing shoe on that course. There's only a handful of portions where it's going to feel a little bit weird. Like when you start, there's like a lot of like, it's like dirt road where you start. So that's a little bit awkward. But after that first like quarter mile or a third of a mile, then it's either the tunnel, which is paved, or a hard packed dirt road. With a couple of other like sidewalks and stuff that you run on too. So I probably wouldn't go with a Zenol for that course. Not that it'd be wrong. You could totally do a Zenol. I just don't think you need it. And I'd rather have like a carbon plate and super foam underfoot for that. But good luck, Matthew. The Reaper D says, Heiko, was wondering what you think about the newly released Kip Run KD900X, a $150 carbon-plated shoe. Since you've reviewed some Decathlon stuff in the past, are you planning to review that? I don't have any current plans to review that shoe. I saw it. Someone reviewed it. Well, I think it was Sam at Road Trail Run reviewed it, and he said it was really good. So that had me intrigued, but the shape of the shoe has me very concerned. about it because it looks a lot like Hyperion Elite, shaping wise, with the window of the to the carbon of an Endorphin Pro, with the foam of I don't know if it's more of closer to Hyperburst or a Power Run PB. So it's like a mishmash of things. I'm not sure about that one. So I mean, it's been highly rated by Road Trail Run. I think that's who I saw reviewed it, but I'm not sure that I'll have time to get to that one. So yeah, it's an interesting one. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Greg Derazinski says, thankfully the Alpha Fly replaced in time for the same tunnel course this weekend. Good luck, Michael. Ooh, okay, there you go. Nice. Got his Alpha Fly replaced. Excellent. Thomas Nguyen says, hey, Co and Co. Hey, Co and Co fam. Did 9 miles on the trails. Waiting on the Novablast 3 Platinum to be released by ASICS. If delayed further, Co. Any other alternatives? I'm trying to have them broken in before Columbus Marathon. Yeah, I mean, one thing is I don't think you really have to worry about breaking in these shoes. They're super squishy right out of the box. They're lovely out of the box. So I wouldn't worry about that. But if you can't get your Novablast 3s in time for your next marathon, and I don't know when the Columbus Marathon is, but if you can't get them in by then I would say there's 2 options. One is I just saw that ASICS has the Novablast 2s on sale for $100 right now. So that's a fantastic price. Lots of colors, it seems, and sizes are still available. The other thing to think about is I would probably go with, right after the Novablast 3, I would put the Mach 5. So that's the other one that I would look at. The Mach 5 is kind of squirrely in the heel the first time you're running it. It's like extra squishy, and it feels scary. Even for me, someone that loves super squishy shoes. But after like your second run, that kind of like mellows out a little bit and it starts to feel normal. Either that or you get used to it. I'm not exactly sure which one it is, but I got used to it. So I wouldn't worry too much like about that. But that is a great shoe. I've been really enjoying it. The only downside is now I have all these soft surfaces that I run on. And so I don't want to run in the Mach 5 because I'm like, the dirt road is going to chew up those Mach 5s. So I'm like, maybe I'll just run in them anyway. Because I've had the shoe, I've been really enjoying it, and I've been like stuck at like 60 miles on them because I just haven't been reaching for them. Because anytime I'm not doing a workout, the workouts I'll do on some of the paved trails around here, but the all my other runs I try to do on soft surface. So I haven't been reaching for the Mach 5, but maybe I just need to do that. See how they do. Plus I got all white ones, so I'm like, if I take these on trails, they're gonna get trashed. But maybe that's just that's their fate. Sean Marshall says, asking again, any insight on the Audio 7? Yeah, my only knowledge that I have on it is from Believe in the Run. So I knew already that the Boston 11 and the Audio 7 were going to be upper updates, pretty much the same shoes as last year, like just a couple of like cosmetic changes to the upper, not even like real substantial changes, just some like design changes, different kind of like, so you know which one is which, kind of that kind of thing. And then I think that Thomas ran in it a bunch over the last week or two, and they've been posting some stuff on Instagram. I don't know if they've posted their stuff on YouTube yet about those shoes, but they've already been talking for quite a while. I think on the podcast as well, on their podcast, The Drop, that like both the Audio 7 and the Boston 11 are pretty much the same shoes as last year. So I enjoyed the Audio 6, but not enough to buy an Audio 7, I think. So I think I'm going to pass on that one this year. Luke Klein wants to know what's running this weekend. I don't know. I'm nervous because I've been like not feeling great with this head cold. My sleep has not been great. I like to put it in context for everybody that doesn't remember. I'm running a 5K. I've been training for a 5K for about 6 weeks now. This is week 7. A little bit of a taper week for me. Trying to work on some 5K speed. So we'll see where we're at. part of me is not super confident that I'm going to do a lot better than 19 minutes, especially since I won't have anyone to run with me. In Eugene, I had Megan Murray to run with, and she ran me into a 19-minute 5K, which was like a 2-second or 3-second PR for me. So I really don't know what I'm gonna be able to do over the weekend, especially since I'm not feeling good today. Well, it's been about like 4 or 5 days where I haven't been feeling great. The plus side is when I get out there and go run, my body's been feeling better than ever. Like my easy run at low heart rate, the pace ends up being faster than it's been in a long time. And even the workouts feel great. But like before the run and after the run, I just feel super congested and I feel terrible and I'm tired and lethargic. My brain's foggy. So who knows? Who knows what I'm going to run this weekend? Your guesses are definitely as good as mine at this point. Calvin Wong said, "Did anyone get the SE Elite 3 this morning? Did they come out today?" Oh, I didn't know that. Whew. If anyone got it, you guys gotta let me know. And JP says, thoughts and feelings on the New Balance More version 4. I ordered a pair. I think they're arriving Thursday. I ordered them from newbalance.com. So they had them in stock. I did not get the white. I was going to get the white one. I decided not to get the white one. So, yeah. Luke Klein says, when I say squirrely on the Mach 5, is it squirrely versus the Mach 4? Yeah, it's squishier this year because it's using that Pro Fly Plus midsole foam. So that top layer is super critical now. I don't know if it was super critical last year, but it's extra squishy now. It's really, really nice. So Brett Miller says, training for my first marathon with the Glide Ride 3 and the Novablast 2. Have the Metaspeed Sky, but don't feel like I can keep that aggressive pace for the whole 26.2. Well, would the Magic Speed 2 be a good option? Yes, I think it could be. But I also feel like I enjoy the Magic Speed the most when I'm, at marathon pace or faster as well. So how do you feel about running like marathon paces in the Novablast 2? Because I feel like that's not a bad option for a lot of people to run in this shoe, the Novablast 3. If you want to try one of those. Novablast 2 also good. The Novablast 2 was excellent. The more I think about it, the more I like the Novablast 1 better than the Novablast 2. And having run in the Novablast 3, I like it way more than either of those two. So that's something else to consider as well. Like, as much as we all talk about the Novablast 2 is such a great everyday trainer, I think for a lot of people, it could be a really fantastic marathon shoe as well. So like, if you don't want to run in the Metaspeed Sky for that longer distance, consider doing like a long run with some marathon miles in it in the Novablast and see how that feels. The other thing to do is, when you have a long run, do it in the Metaspeed, especially if that long run's going to have some like marathon pace miles in it or some faster miles in it. That'll give you a good idea whether you could. I think that like part of me is like, don't underestimate yourself. Give it a try. I think you can. If not, you already have another shoe, your Novablast 2, I think could probably take you that marathon distance as well. So there's that. Frank says, if you can't get to 100 miles in the Mach 5 on soft surfaces, that seems like a problem. Well, yeah, but remember that Mach 5 has the, no rubber on the outsole. And so, soft surfaces is one thing. Part of the road, a lot of it is a beaten down path. Really nice. A lot of it's grass, also really nice. But some of it's rocky, very rocky. And so that's the parts where I'm like, that might chew up this shoe a little bit more than kind of its intended use case. It's intended as a road running shoe. So I think that's kind of where I'm thinking on that. But, I know a lot of people are like, well, if I can't beat it up like the way I beat up my other shoes, then it's not worth having. Fair. I don't say everyone has to have the Mach 5, So I can understand that viewpoint as well. Michael Alfiler says, yay, made it to a live stream. Welcome. Is it just in time to ask them for some cowbells, perhaps? Did my second race ever on Sunday. First half marathon. Longest run ever and a 10K PR too. Awesome. Good job, Michael. Well done. That's a lot of PRs. We got to get like a double one in there. Excellent. Excellent work. Nice. Longest. It's like a long run PR, a half marathon PR, and 10K PR. There you go. There you go. Awesome. Well done. Really well done. Eric says, I really do not like white running shoes ever. Tennis shoes, yeah, but running shoes, monstrous. So boring. That's funny. I just bought my wife another pair of shoes, and I did buy her an all white pair. Normally, she's like black shoes with gray midsole if possible, or a white midsole. But I was like, I think let's try it. Let's try this white one. So I ordered her, because I can't get her Novablast 3s yet, because they're not available. I did get her a pair, because, you guys have been around, might remember, like my wife does not like running shoes that look like running shoes. So like, even if I thought she would love a Bondi, there's no way she would ever wear one, because it just looks like a big running shoe, And so I was like, are you still in the camp where you don't want running shoes that look like running shoes? She's like, I don't know. I'll try something new. She's like, I have my casual shoes. I'll wear my casual shoes when I want it to look nice. But when I'm, going for my walks and my jogs, I'll go with whatever you think. And so I decided to get my wife a white pair of Clifton 8s. I was thinking maybe I'll get her some Rincons, but the Rincons, there wasn't like just like an all white pair or like an all black pair. The colors were pretty wild. So I got her some Bondis. Now I'm thinking maybe I should get her a pair of Novablast 2s. I didn't realize they were on sale when I was buying shoes over the weekend. But maybe I'll get her some of those. She actually might like those. But it's hard to say, because a lot of times sometimes I think she needs a stability shoe. Other times I think, she's just used to them. So I'm not sure. So I'm going to try to get her a not stability shoe this time. Last shoe she had was a pair of Saucony Ride. I think the 13s, and she told me she eventually came to like those. It took her about a couple of months for her to like them. And so I'm thinking, well, does she like this stability? I don't know. So I'm going without it, and then we'll see if she likes that. I don't know if she would like a pair of Mach 5s. I think they might have been too squishy for her. So I went with the Clifton. It's a little bit wider base. I thought she might like it. I might get her into some Novablasts later. I really think that she might like the Glide Ride, but I was like, I don't know if she's like ready for a shoe that looks like the Glide Ride. I really think that's probably the best option for her though. So we'll see if I could slide that one in. We'll see. All right. 1HP says, my last pair of sneakers I bought my girlfriend were the Clifton 8. She loves them. See, I feel like she's going to love them too. But I really wanted to make sure it didn't I needed to get a pair of running shoes that didn't look like running shoes. I felt like the all whites might help make that work. But she's really nervous about all white shoes. So we'll see what happens. All right. Man, my nose is all stuffed up and running. Sorry about that, guys. Calvin says, hey, Co, are you tapering for your 5K? How does that compare to your marathon tapers? Yeah, I think I'm going to start tapering. Like today's run was 10 miles with 3 miles at marathon effort and the Endorphin speed. That'll probably be my last that wasn't like, I wouldn't really consider this a full workout. So it was kind of a mini workout. I might do some brief like pickups or some strides tomorrow or maybe Thursday. But yeah, that's about it. And just some easy running, lighter mileage this week. I think the race is on the 10th. So whatever day I think that's Saturday. So yeah, I'll do that and then see where I'm at. But yeah, so I like taper. I don't really like to kind of like shut things down for taper and just be like, do all easy running. Cause I like to my body to just remember like, oh, we got a lot of hard work coming up. So it's not, we're not in vacation mode yet, so that's kind of the idea. All right. The Reaper says, do you ever run with your wife? I tried it once. She got angry really fast because she felt I was pushing her while I was trying to chat. Never again. My wife doesn't want to go with me. We will go for lots of walks and stuff together. She's more of a walk jogger. She prefers that. And I think I like to give her that as her own time, which she seems to like. A lot of times when she goes for her walks and jogs, she will just call her sisters or her mom and talk on the phone for a really long time. And so I feel like if I go, I'm interrupting. My biggest job, I think, though, is I always try to make sure to run interference on the kids. Because as soon as, like, when mom puts on the shoes, then the kids are like, oh, we want to go. Well, maybe we'll take our scooters. Maybe we'll take our bike. Mom, you should get on your bike instead. So there's all that kind of stuff that happens. So, like, my main job is to just run interference so she can get out there and have some time. That's kind of like how I figure it out. Scott Scroll says, are you interested in running in Tokyo? Yeah. I think, is that question for me? I don't know. Yeah, I'm signed up for Tokyo. Hopefully I'll get to run this year. Last year I didn't get to go. I'm going to go with ASICS. ASICS was going to bring me last year, but with the COVID travel restrictions, it was becoming much too difficult and expensive logistically for me to be able to do that. So we're hoping this year things are opening up in a way that I'm able to do that. So we'll see. There's a bunch of people that have been waiting for several years to be able to go with ASICS to run Tokyo Marathon. So hopefully it'll happen. It'll be good. It'll be a good day. Oh, Scott says, I registered yesterday. You could just sign up like that? Nice. Lou Boy says, Heiko, I'm racing Chicago half marathon on the 25th. It's my first half. Do you recommend a taper, and how would you do one for that specific race? I think that it depends. Is the Chicago half marathon an A race, or is that part of your prep for the Chicago marathon? If it's part of your prep for the Chicago marathon, I might take it real easy, like the day before. That's about it. So I wouldn't do too much of a taper for it because you're still training for your A race. So it depends on how you're going to be approaching that. If you're going to be approaching it from like I want to run a PR on that day, then I might take, kind of like I'm doing for this week, do a mini taper, like a 1 week taper. Still do something with some effort to it, lighter in the week, Monday, Tuesday, and then maybe just some strides another day, 2 or 3 days before the actual race, and then get after it. Nicholas Holland says, I want to hear about this Novablast trail. It's the same shoe but with different outsole and upper. I have my 4th cross country 5K this weekend. We'll have to compare times on Monday. It's I hesitate to call it trail. It's more like akin to me of like Pegasus and Pegasus Shield. Do they still make Pegasus Shield? I don't know, but it's more like that. So like it feels to me like the exact same shoe, just with a different outsole. There are a couple of different other accents to differentiate it from the regular Novablast version, but it's a very subtle change. It's not a huge change. So I'm like, what's the big deal? There's like, all I did was put different rubber on the outsole. But I'm like, on the other hand, the shoe that they did that to was my favorite shoe this year. So it's kind of exciting. You know what I mean? So like, maybe don't mess with it too much. So it doesn't turn it into like, for example, like a cross country racer. Although my daughter, she's 10. She has a pair of Big Kids Novablast 2s, which is not FF Blast foam. I think it's their Amplifoam from ASICS, and she's been racing in those, and another pair of Nike, Big Kid running shoes, which I don't know what the foam is on that. And she just alternates between those two shoes, and she's doing fine in terms of, the kinds of courses that they give to 5th grade girls. So she's been fine in it. Would it be a little bit more helpful? Yeah, I think so. But like, I don't think that they're wildly different. Like the video that I do for the Novablast trail isn't going to be like a complete, like, let's break it down. I'm going to be like, great shoe. Now with a different option for outsole, So it's getting to the point where it makes me wonder, and I don't know, maybe I should ask ASICS. We haven't talked about it, but like, is there going to be like a situation where you can order a Novablast, maybe a Novablast by you kind of thing, where you could be like, pick from a couple different outsoles, pick from a couple different uppers, but basically have the same shoe, because it's like that's kind of like how it feels. Same shoe, just different outsole. I mean, it feels a little bit different because there's more rubber, especially when I'm on the road, I could feel the difference, but it's very, very, very similar. So not a lot has changed, but on the good news side, not a lot has changed because it's starting off with a really, really great shoe. So that's kind of how I feel about it. All right. Let's see. What else we got here? Dad around says, I'm late. Yo, everyone. Week 5 on meniscus therapy, meniscus recovery, no running. Hitting the spin bike hard. Well, at least you can still hit that bike, though. Well, that's good. You know? Because some people can't do anything when they're recovering from their meniscus. All right, we got James Reed here. It says, hi, fairly new runner here. Been running consistently for about a month after being on and off for a few years. I think that's pretty common. Did my first hour-long run the other day. Just want to say thanks for the inspiration. Well, awesome. Yeah, there we go. That's the button that I wanted. Great job, James. Hour-long run. That's a big milestone. So that's cool. Going on and off for a few years. Yeah. Hopefully it like kind of sticks this time for you. I know for me, some of the things that helped really make it stick were things like Strava, where I could kind of see my daily progress, my weekly progress, my monthly progress, all that kind of stuff. For me, like just putting like those, notches on the board really helped me to kind of see like, it's not just a matter of, I don't feel like running today or I do feel like running today. It's all part of like a bigger thing, So that really helped me. And hopefully you're starting to feel some of that, putting it together, some of those running, not streaks, but, those running kind of like efforts. So good job. Tic Tac says, are you sticking with the Coros watch going forward? Well, Coros Pace 2 finally gave me a low battery warning after 7 days of running and using GPS tracking. So that's pretty good, I feel like, for a watch that's that size and that light of a weight. So I'll probably start putting together my thoughts for that video. That video will probably come out like early next week, just with the time that it's getting done. But probably by this weekend, I'll probably start running with a different watch again. So I was thinking I might go back to the Garmin 255 Music, or I might go back to the Polar Pacer Pro. I gotta see which one of those has wrist-based power. I think both of them do. If only one of them does, I'll probably pick that way. I do really like the mapping on the 255 Music because it gives you the route in one line that I could see the color correctly, or at least I could see that it's the intended route. And then there's another line that it draws as well to show you where you are. And I find that to be really helpful. So I think I might actually try that. I might spend more time with the 255 Music. It's got a bigger screen. I can see it better. I don't know, but I just like the Polar ecosystem better. So I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a dilemma. I'm gonna have to spend some time thinking about it. All right. Let me end with one thing here. A couple of you guys have been mentioning it about that runner that was found abducted, and then apparently they found her body. So it's a terrible situation. It seems like something that we have to talk about a lot regularly in terms of like runner safety and all that stuff like that. It's just a miserable situation that I don't know. I don't know how to. It's not her fault. She didn't do anything wrong. She was just going for a run, and it stinks that kind of stuff keeps happening. So I don't know, guys. It's a terrible situation. So sorry to end the live stream on a horrible note, but it's something that we all have to think about. So watch out for each other out there. Is I guess the best thing I could say. I don't think there's a good thing to say, but I'm just sorry that those kinds of things keep happening. So that's going to be it, guys. The first run thoughts on this shoe should be out either today or tomorrow. I'm not sure. And then the next time I'll see you guys, though, other than whenever this video drops, will be at tomorrow's live stream. So same time as today, 1 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully I'll see you there. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.